Out of the gates and ready to go. Welcome into this live edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. So glad to have you with us. Happy Monday, my friends. We got a loaded show ahead here on this live edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. We'll go over the latest news and rumors, starting with Rasul Douglas. We have an update to get to after his visit to Seattle last week, and we'll let you hear what one ESPN NFL insider had to say. Also, I will explain why the Seattle Seahawks will shock the NFL in 2025. And we will discuss some major changes ahead for the Hawks in 2025. We'll explain all of that and more coming up here on today's program. As you guys file in, shout out your city. We'll shout you out as we get this show off and rolling. We're coming at you here from the Chat Sports Studios in downtown Dallas, Texas, here on this very fine Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I certainly did. I was in Wichita and then Oklahoma City for a bit, and then got back to Dallas on Saturday. And 1 week to go, and then we'll get to Memorial Day weekend. So certainly looking forward to having a couple extra days off here in the coming days ahead. But glad to be here among the 12s and hanging out with you guys here on today's show. Let us know where y'all are watching from, and we'll shout you out in the chat as I see Stafford saying, afternoon, guys, from St. George. Good to see you, Stafford. I got Trey Lynn says, let's go Seattle. Chat awfully quiet to start today's show. Where do we got everybody at? There we go. We got Vance in Milwaukee, Oregon. Good to see you, Vance. Thanks for being here. Who else? Who else? Where are you guys at? I got Michael in Honolulu. Michael, I think it's been a while. Welcome back. Where you been, Michael? Thanks for being here. Where else do we have people checking in, watching today's show from? I got Gary Smith in Tillamook, Oregon, where it does smell a bit due to the cows, but they do have that fantastic cheese and ice cream there in Tillamook. I got the base saying, go Hawks. Rob is in Thermal, California. Gingerbread Man is in the house in Kitsap, Washington. I got Copper Pro in Cutoff, Louisiana. I got Wizzo in Russia. Wizzo, we got to stop this war in Ukraine, man. Y'all got to leave Ukraine alone. We don't need any more of this. We want peace. I want my gas prices to go down. I got William in Green Valley, Arizona. I got Marty in Winchester, Virginia. Chefferton in Spokane. Got Robert in Tucson. James in Spanaway, Washington. Michael says he was here last week. Okay, good to see you. Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for continuing to be here with us. Where else? We got Namer is in Tacoma. I got Patrick checking in from Pasco, Washington, in the Tri-Cities. Connie K is in Sumner, Washington. Good to see you, Connie K. Thanks for being here with us. Last week, the Seahawks schedule was officially released. As I see Pablo just now checking in from South Carolina as well, and Nicholas in Shelbyville, Tennessee. I'm very curious. Inquiring minds would like to know, what Seahawks game are you most excited about in 2025? If you had to pick one game, what would it be? Get in the chat right now and tell us what that is. The game you're most excited about. Chime in the comment section and let us know what that game is. For me, there's a couple games that come to mind. I'm excited about these Rams games of Cooper Kupp playing his former team. I'm excited about the Vikings game of Sam Darnold playing his former team as well. Those are the ones kind of off the top of my head. The Steelers game going to be intriguing as well, playing against DK and going to Pittsburgh, and likely Aaron Rodgers in that game. What else we got in the chat here? We got Chefferton saying Commanders, Rob saying Rams, Gary Smith saying Raiders, Xavier Hawks saying Rams. Nicholas is saying he might go to the Titans game. That'd be a lot of fun. Can't go wrong with a trip to Nashville. What else we got here? Vance says week 1 set the tone for the season against the Niners. Robert says first playoff game under Mike Macdonald. That'd be good. Xavier Hawks saying the Rams. So good variety of games that you guys have come up with as far as that goes. So I can't wait. Can't get here soon enough. We still have a few more months to go before the season begins. But I will say this, folks. I have some good news for the 12s out there. Beginning Wednesday, we will be one step closer to the season beginning as we will be bringing you our Madden Sims. We will have them for you every Wednesday and Friday throughout the offseason, where we will simulate the entire Seahawks season, and we'll treat it like a watch party. We will react to the games in real time, and we'll have some drinks and enjoy ourselves. And if you weren't a part of our Madden Sims last year, prepare to be amazed, folks, because it is going to be a hell of a time when we bring you these Madden Sims on the channel beginning on Wednesday, as we will have special live shows on Fridays. We're going to be live 3 days a week now, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the rest of the offseason. We'll do Madden Sims each and every Wednesday and Friday. We'll still have our regular segments and all of that. So if you're ready for the season to begin, want to get things started early, don't miss out on our Madden Sims beginning this Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific, right here on Seattle Seahawks Today. Gingerbread Man says, bust out the bean. I don't have the Bean Boozled on me. The best thing I can do is give you the Wheel of Punishment, Gingerbread Man. I hope you're not upset about that, but I do not have that. That is what we have for the Wheel of Punishment for $20 Super Chats. But I want to make sure that you guys see the Super Chat menu and get involved on today's show. First-time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5, a beer cheers. $10, take some shots. $20, spin the Wheel of Punishment. $50, we'll do a beer bong. $sign next to the chat box if you would like to contribute and take part in today's show. Gingerbread Man, my guy. Always love it. Oh, and Pablo coming in hot, too. Oh, boy. We barely got the Super Chat menu, and people are already off to a great start to today's show. We'll get to Pablo in just a moment. But let's spin the Wheel of Punishment. See what the first item of the day is going to be, my friends. Spin. Here we go. Big money. Big money. Oh, I hate this one. I got to raise my right hand high and tight until we get a $20 Super Chat. Hopefully this doesn't last too long. But anyways, here we go, folks. There's the right hand. Thank you, Gingerbread Man. Much appreciated. Thanks for sending that Super Chat. And we appreciate you getting involved in today's show. Let's go to our next Super Chat from Pablo. Pablo says, I'm sorry I missed last week. Pablo, no worries. It's all good. I'm glad you're here today. Pablo Domingo with a $50 Super Chat. Bang! Pablo. Everybody spam Pablo in the chat. Spam Pablo in the chat. What's up, Tyler Jones? How you doing today? I'm doing great, Pablo. I am doing fantastic. Seattle Seahawks versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Devon Witherspoon lines up against DK Metcalf or Reek Woolen. Tyler Jones, who do you line up against DK Metcalf? Well, Devon Witherspoon is at his best when he's at the nickel spot. So I think I got to put Reek up against DK. And they have gone up against each other a lot in practice over the years. So I think Reek gets the assignment of going up against DK. So I will do a beer bong. In case you're just now tuning in, this is going to be interesting. I have to raise my right hand until we get a $20 Super Chat. And my arm is starting to get a little sore. So I have to be very careful of trying to pour this beer bong and drink said beer bong while my right hand is still raised. So this could be dangerous, but we will adapt accordingly. There we go. Beer bong's poured, and now we can have our first drink of the day. Pablo, thanks for the $50 Super Chat. Everybody spam Pablo. Go Hawks. Cheers. Woo! There we go. Right hand raised. Oh, yes. Smitty's here. I had to raise my right hand until we get another $20 Super Chat. Smitty has made a rare appearance. Hello, Smitty.
What's up, 12s? Good to see you.
Been a while.
It has been a while.
What's new?
Nothing much. We're just still rooting on our Hawks here. Big off season.
Big off season. Smitty, update the folks. You you have a new channel you've taken over.
That's true. That's true. I've taken over the Boston Celtics Today channel here at Chat Sports. I've been rocking with the Warriors Today channel for a while, but now I'm all NBA here. I know. I missed the 12s. I appreciate you guys.
He's all grown up now. Always good to see Smitty. Thanks for stopping by. So my right hand is still raised until we get a $20 super chat. Here's the super chat menu. First time super chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 will do a beer cheers. $10 for taking shots. $20 spin the wheel of punishment, and I can put my arm down when that next 20 comes in. And $50 to do a beer bong. We literally just started the show. Haven't even got to our first segment. We're already at $70 in super chats. That means we're within striking distance to a boot, potentially. Got to get to 300 to get there, so got a ways to go, but it can be done. So Big Tex now here with us for the very first time today, and this is your chance to get a shout-out and get some love from Big Tex. Y'all are making me do this a long time, by the way. I would like to put my arm down, but that appears like that's not happening anytime soon. Got to get a $20 super chat to make that happen. If you would like a shout-out from Big Tex over this next 5 minute, all I need you to do is spam S in the chat. Texter, happy Monday to you, my friend. Before
Monday.
everybody starts spamming S, what's going on with Big Tex?
Same old, same old. Just building live shows, working hard for Chat Sports.
Big Tex, have you watched any good movies lately?
I rewatched There Will Be Blood recently.
Did you like it better than you liked it the first time?
Yeah, because I was older when I watched it. The first time it came out was like 2007. It's Daniel Day-Lewis. He's the lead actor in that. It's also got, I can't think of the name of the director off my top of my head right now, but
thank you, Pablo.
Paul Thomas Anderson. There we go. Oh, appreciate you, Pablo.
There you go, Pablo. Oh, I'm relieved now. We'll get to Pablo's super chat in a moment. Let's go ahead and start spamming S and Tex will shout him out and get this thing going. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I got Pablo.
There we go.
Let's go, Pablo.
There's one.
Come on.
Who else?
Let's get active in the chat. Come on. I got Josh. What are we doing? Come on. There we go. David, Connie. I'll go with you guys. Let's get it started. Josh, Jonathan, Connie, Michael, Josh, Michael, Josh, Pablo, Michael, Jonathan, Josh, Michael. Let's get some new names. Michael, Josh, Michael. That's not new names, but keep going. Dustin, Michael, Josh, I am. Michael, Pablo, there we go. Jonathan, Josh, I am. Josh, Michael. There's like 3 people. Let's go. Come on. Pick it up, people. Josh, I am. David, there's a new name. Let's go. David's going hard. Jonathan, pause. Michael,
Whoa.
David, Pablo, Augmented Tech Teachings.
10 seconds.
Josh, Michael, Josh, Brian, there's a new name. Augmented, David, Josh, Rob, there's a new name. Michael, Brian, Augmented, David, Michael.
There we go.
Good stuff.
Nice work. Nice work, everybody. What do we have next? Let's make sure everybody likes the video, then we'll get to Pablo's super chat. I got 61 people in the building. Not bad. We're at 19 likes. I need about 40 to start today's show. I don't think I'm being unreasonable with that ask. Hit that like button. And when you hit the like button, type me in the chat and let me know. We'll shout you out. The more likes, the merrier. You all just saw Smitty a few moments ago. What does Smitty always say all the time? It's when you hit the like button on the video, it's like taking your shoes off when you're in somebody's home. It's the right thing to do. Hit that like button. We're at 21 right now. Got to get to 40, and then we'll get going here with today's show. Michael liked the video. Thank you, Michael. Big Mike. Much appreciated. Josh liked the video as well. Thank you, Josh. We're 27 now. Got to get to 40 here. Who's going to help us? Brian liked it. Thank you, Brian. Need 13 more. 13 more. Jonathan also liked it. Brian liked it as well. That puts us at 29 now. 11 more likes away. Who's going to put us over the top and get us to 40 likes? We're at 33 now. Jefferton liked it. Thank you, Jefferton. 7 more, and then we can get going with today's program. Pablo liked it. Thank you, Pablo. Who else? 7 more likes away. I don't know if it's YouTube or what, but it does feel like the chat's a bit delayed today. I don't know what's going on. But, hey, we're still live. We're still kicking it. David liked the video. He says, I really liked it. Well, David, I really like you too. 5 more. 5 more likes away. Who else? Who's going to put us at 40? I need 5 more likes, and we'll be at 40. And then, there we go, 36. I need 4 more. 4 more. Who's going to help us out? 4 more. Type me in the chat when you like the video. 2 more now. We're at 38. And type me in the chat when you like the video. I cannot start the show. We cannot go any further until we get to 40 likes. Those are the rules here, folks. I am willing to wait. I will be patient. But it's up to you guys to make it happen. 1 more. I am liked it. Thank you, I am. Dustin, also. Thank you, Dustin. 39. 1 more. 1 more. Uno. There we go. 40 likes. Cheers, everybody. Go Hawks. Pablo with a $20 super chat. Checking in here. And this is his second super chat of the day. We'll spin the wheel of punishment again here in just a bit. Nick Emmanwori and Julian Love and Kobe Bryant at safety. Yes or no, Tyler Jones? You start the rookie at safety. So funny enough, I'm going to talk about this more in detail in our third segment of today's show. But here's how I see this playing out, Pablo Domingo. I think that Nick Emmanwori is your number 3 safety, and that the Seahawks will play 3 safeties on the field more times than not. So you will see all 3 of them. You'll have your strength in numbers and go about it that way. So that's how I see that situation playing out. Emmanwori, he's got experience at corner, safety, nickel, outside linebacker, inside linebacker. He'll be on the field a lot. So that's how that's going to go, Pablo Domingo. You are going to get the best of both worlds with all 3 individuals out there. Let's spin the wheel of punishment again for Pablo and see what we come up with now. Here we go, folks. 5-minute shot clock. Okay. So for the next 5 minutes, starting right now, shots are $5. That's it. That's all it costs. I will take a shot of Patron for every $5 super chat that comes in the next 5 minutes. And we're already at $90 to start today's show. So we very well could be doing a boot today. It has been a minute since we've done the boot, folks. Got to get to 300. We're almost a third of the way there. So if you would like us to take a shot, there's no mailbag today, by the way, because it's Monday. We don't do mailbags on Mondays. So the only way that you can get screen time and get us to react to whatever is on your mind is by sending us a super chat. $sign next to the chat box if you would like to contribute. Let's tell you what's coming up here on this live edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. We'll go over the latest news and rumors on your Seattle Seahawks as we are talking Rasul Douglas. And then in our second segment, I will explain why the Seahawks will shock the NFL in 2025. Tex, do you recall many years ago, I think you were on this watch party with me, when the Seahawks played the Chargers and we got the dog shot collar out?
I do remember that.
That was fun.
That was crazy.
I lived to tell.
That's true.
I did get shocked several times. I have a feeling that this year, this is what the Seahawks are going to do. They're going to get the dog collar out on these teams.
I think so, too. They're going to shock the teams. That's right.
Have you ever shocked a dog with a dog collar?
No. My sister.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, my sister-in-law has, or when she had her dog, he passed away recently. But
sad.
Yeah, very.
Sorry for your loss.
That's okay. He was old. And he had cancer. But they used a collar, and it wasn't a shock function. It was like a buzz feature, if you will.
Okay.
It was like zzz, like more sound and vibration versus like electric shock. So a little bit more humane, if you will.
Sure.
Just kind of scares them into submission or into acting right, if you will.
Oh, man. And then our final segment, we'll talk major changes for the Seahawks this season. I have some things to watch that will look much different for Seattle in 2025. We'll come up with that and show you in our final segment of today's show. The shot clock is on. We are about halfway through. We got about another 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the shot clock. Gingerbread Man wants to take part in the shot clock. $5 shots for the next 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. And Gingerbread Man has sent in a $5 super chat. There is no mailbag today, so the only way you can be on screen is by sending a super chat. Gingerbread Man already coming in hot. as we'll take our first shot of the day. We'll go to the Patron Zone. Gingerbread Man, good to hear from you. My guy. Gingerbread Man, I don't know how many people remember this, but on the third day of the draft, Gingerbread Man was on this show. And one of these days, we'll bring Gingerbread Man back on the show. I would be glad to have Gingerbread Man back on the show. Cheers to you, Gingerbread Man. That's the first shot of the day. Ooh, right down the hatchet. About 90 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, got another one. Argumented Teachings has helped us out. That puts us at $95 now. So we are just over a third of the way to $300, which will get us a boot. So another shot courtesy of Argumented Teachings. What a name there. Argumented Teachings. Augmented. I can't read. Maybe I need to be taught better. Augmented. What does that mean?
Like, if something's like augmented reality is not like actual reality, but it's created to replicate real life, but being virtual. So I guess like that's an example in that context.
So you think that's what this individual does?
I guess they do like virtual or like some kind of structured teaching in a virtual space, and it's augmented, I guess. That's my guess.
Okay. Tex, thanks for educating me. I would have never known that. 30 seconds left of the shot clock. Got another $5 super chat from Nitsu, and this puts us at 100. So now we're talking boot, folks. We are right at a third of the way there. Got to get to 300. We're already at $100 before the show even starts. And then Pablo with a 22. I love it. Y'all are throwing out the cash today. Is today payday or something? I love it. I love it from the 12s. Nitsu with a $5 super chat says, I'm in Mexico right now. Didn't Kenny Chesney have a song about Mexico? What's the Kenny Chesney song about Mexico? A beer in Mexico. That's what it is. A beer in Mexico. I'm in Mexico right now. It's hot, but not as hot as the Seahawks will be this season. Oh, ho, ho. I see what you did there. Much respect to you, Nitsu. Much respect. Much respect. I hope that's the case. I think they're going to be shocking some people. I think you're right about that, Nitsu. Nitsu, cheers to you. Go Hawks. And then Pablo right at the buzzer, buying me 4 shots. Okay. Argumented Teachings, by the way, said it's supportive teachings.
Gotcha.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying.
That makes
Welcome
sense.
in. So I got 4 shots for Pablo and the Wheel of Punishment. Let's see. Family Guy, Quagmire, and Brian Griffin have shot collect. Let's go Seahawks. Should I know what that means?
I have no clue.
I'm confused, but I like Family Guy, Quagmire, and Brian Griffin. Brian Griffin, America's dog. America's dog. Who's your favorite Family Guy character, Tex?
Either Peter or Brian, probably.
Oh, Peter's hilarious.
True. And Brian's sneaky funny.
Oh, he is. I think I'd go Brian.
Brian's good.
Brian's good.
Because he's Seth MacFarlane.
The daughter is annoying as hell.
Yes, Megan.
Megan, I hate Megan.
Played by Mila Kunis.
I hate Megan with a passion.
Yeah. I like how much Peter hates her. It's hilarious. It's unrealistic how much he hates his daughter, but it's hilarious nonetheless.
So I owe 4 shots. I'll take a big swig for you, Pablo, and we'll spin the Wheel of Punishment. Cheers, Pablo. Oh, man. You guys are getting me liquored up on a Monday. I'm here for it. That puts us at 125 now. Almost halfway to a boot. Got to get to 300. Let's spin the Wheel of Punishment. Here we go. And then we'll get to our first segment. 10 push-ups. All right. We're getting the workout in. Today. Loosen up those hips. All right, 10 push-ups. Here we go. Tex will count them. All right.
Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He did them.
All right.
Good stuff.
There we go. All right. Oh. Pablo says on Family Guy, Brian Griffin and Quagmire wear shot collars.
Ah, I see.
That's what he was alluding to.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Now, let's get started with our first segment. Let's talk Rasul Douglas and get things started with our first of 3 segments today. We're at $125 in Super Chats. If we get to 300, we could do a boot. Already some good progress before we're in the first segment of the show. This live edition of Seattle Seahawks Today starts right now. Could Rasul Douglas be on his way to Seattle? Welcome in to this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for joining us. We have a very interesting show on tap today. You may recall that Douglas took a visit to Seattle just last week. Now, an insider at ESPN is saying that he is the Seahawks' top free agent target as of right now, and the perfect fit for this team. We'll explain more, react to it, coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, folks, I need your help. So the bosses here at Chat Sports, they are wanting to start an Arizona Cardinals channel. You got to be kidding me. And what they told me was that if we get 1,000 comments on today's show, that they won't do it. And what I've heard, the rumblings around the office, is that if they start this Cardinals channel, they might make me and Big Tex have to do the Cardinals content as well. So please, save me the headache from having to deal with that lowly franchise. Spam 12 in the comments section. Let's get 1,000 of them, and we can stop this madness. No one needs to hear about the Arizona Cardinals. They don't have any fans anyway. It'd be a big waste of our time. Spam 12, and we'll get started with today's show. ESPN has named the Seahawks as the best fit for free agent corner Rasul Douglas. Here is more from Matt Bowen of the Worldwide Leader. In Seattle, Douglas would compete with Josh Jobe for the number 3 corner spot and provide overall depth in the secondary that likes to mix zone coverage, cover 2 and cover 3, with its man schemes. Douglas is a physical corner with the link to disrupt the ball in the air and the willingness to set an edge against the run. 5 tackles for loss last season. He has the necessary skills to play zone coverage, and he uses his 6'2" frame to challenge receivers on the perimeter. Douglas returned one of those 5 interceptions for a touchdown in 2023, and he had 5 pass breakups last season. This, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, makes a ton of sense, if you ask me. Josh Jobe, I think, needs some competition, and that's not a knock on Josh Jobe, but we only have a small sample size to work with of what Josh Jobe did. And I look at Josh Jobe, he did 2 things last year, all right? He did a pretty decent job of filling in, all things considered. But the other thing that he did was he didn't necessarily show enough that said, without question, he should be your starting outside corner. Seattle needs some depth at this spot. And with Josh Jobe on a cheap contract of 1 year, $2 million, you'll gladly take that in your team. It's the best contract of any player on this roster. But with that said, wouldn't you feel a lot more comfortable if you bring in Douglas and you get to test out Josh Jobe and try to get the most out of him to push him in a competition? If he wins the job, then he's earned it. If he doesn't win the job, then you get a better option in Douglas potentially, and one of them is the backup, and now you have some depth at that spot. I think it's at the very least worth looking into if you're Seattle here. So now here's your chance to light up the comment section and react to our pinned comment today. Should the Seahawks sign Rasul Douglas? You got 2 options here. Type S for sign, P for pass. Be the GM here on Seahawks Today and weigh in and let us know. For the best Seahawks coverage around, you got to be subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today as we're bringing you our daily news and rumors. We have weekly live shows, and we're expanding our live shows. We've been doing 2 shows a week the last couple of months. Now we're about to go to 3 live shows a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as our Madden Sim season is about to begin, my friends. We will simulate every Seahawks game of 2025. React to it and have a lot of fun. Don't miss out on any of the action right here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Best part about it, 100% free. Doesn't cost you a thing. I need at least 20 new subscribers off of today's video. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/Seahawks TV to subscribe for free today. Let's talk more about Rasul Douglas, a 2017 third-round pick out of West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. By the Eagles. He then went on to play for the Panthers, the Packers, and most recently the Buffalo Bills. And he also won a Super Bowl championship in his time with Philadelphia. He was on that Nick Foles team that won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. And you look at the numbers here for Rasul Douglas, not bad of what he has been able to put together. 2023 was very productive. 5 interceptions, 14 pass breakups that season, and accounted for a lot of production there, as you can see with the 61 tackles. Last year, his numbers were a bit down, 58 tackles, 5 TFLs, 5 pass breakups, no picks, 1 forced fumble. He's played at a pretty decent level. Is he a star? No. Is he a scrum? He's not a scrum either. His coverage stats tell not such a great story. A QB rating allowed of 124.1. Did give up 4 touchdowns, 452 yards, and 39 out of 53 completions and attempts that was given up in his coverage stats. Now, Douglas took a visit with the Seahawks last Tuesday. He was in the building, met with Mike Macdonald and John Schneider. So that tells us that the Seahawks are evaluating their options, that they're trying to see what they could potentially do here at this corner position, because they did not draft a corner in the 2025 NFL draft. And that was kind of the only thing that they missed on, was they took care of so many other needs, but they left the corner room hanging. So at this point, as we're in the month of May, here in free agency, you're kind of just looking to see, all right, what can we do to fill in the gaps and what we have to work with? Because you got, right now, if the season started today, Job would be one of your starting outside corners with Rick Wallen and then Devon Witherspoon at your nickel spot. But then after that, there's some serious question marks there. A lot of just unproven guys who have not had their name called upon, and we don't know if they're necessarily ready if something were to happen. We don't know for sure if Josh Jobe is ready to take on a full-time starting role for 17 games and potentially a postseason as well. Now, the money is not cheap when it comes to Douglas. Spotrac is saying that his value is about a 3-year, $35.71 million deal, which is a decent chunk of change. But the good news for Seattle is they can easily afford that type of money that it would require to pay Douglas. As you look at the cap situation, Seattle has about $31.73 million, according to Spotrac. So there is some financial flexibility to make a deal happen if they want to go this route. Obviously, they've talked to Shaq Griffin as well. So I would think that they're going to spend some money on a corner. Just comes down to who that is. Is it Douglas? Is it Shaq? Is it somebody else? Time will tell, but I do expect them to sign somebody sooner than later. Speaking of signings, who's a player the Seahawks should sign? Give me a name in the comment section that comes to mind of who you would like to see in Seattle when it's all said and done. Got a great deal we're offering right now for Seahawks fans. Rookie jerseys are on sale now, whether it's Gray Zabel, Jalen Milroe, or among many others. We have a lot to choose from. Go to chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. You will get the jersey number that they are wearing, by the way. So that'll be fantastic. And maybe you're not wanting one of these rookie jerseys. Maybe you want a veteran, Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker, whoever it may be. We got their jerseys also on sale. I bet a Devon Witherspoon jersey would just pop, too. I mean, You want to get some girls at the bar? Be showing up in a Devon Witherspoon jersey. Am I right? Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies to get yours today. Men's and women's options, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies to get yours now. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Now, a while back, if we take a ride on the hot tub time machine, Mike Macdonald was asked about when they re-signed Josh Jobe and the situation, and he made it very clear that he would like to have some competition for Josh Jobe. And the point that he made was that you can never have too many cornerbacks. And I have said on this show many times in the past, you can never have too many edge rushers, which is also true. But I think there's some truth to this of what Mike Macdonald is saying when it comes to the corner spot. Here's more from Mike Mack. A wise man once said, you can never have too many corners. It might be Ozzie Newsome that said that, and he's right. We need to create more competition in the defensive backs room, especially at corner. Josh knows that's what he signed up for, but really, really excited about Josh just looking to take his career to the next level and how he competes. One thing that Josh does such a great job of is just the day in, day out process of how he approaches his job, his responsibilities, how he studies. Him and Spoon work really well together, so that's the type of energy we talk about that we need this offseason in the room so we can sharpen each other and be able to put a heck of a group out there. But he's going to be a big part of what we're doing. It's real simple. It just comes down to strength in numbers. All right? Whether you're preparing for an injury or if a player struggles and you're looking to have another option to go with, it is better to have more options than less. This is not a knock on Josh Jobe, but this will make Josh Jobe better, and I think that's what this simply comes down to. So for me, Douglas, Griffin, I don't care who it is. I just want somebody in there, a veteran, to compete with Josh Jobe and let the best man win and see who ends up being that other starting outside corner opposite of Rick Woolen there. Thanks for watching this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. If you made it to the end of today's video, that means you are a real one. Spam 12 in the comments section. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. All right. So, Rasul Douglas, what do we think about the idea of bringing him to Seattle here? S for sign, P for pass. It's our poll question right now. 66% of you going yes, 34% saying no. Matt saying yes. Teachings is saying yes. Connie says pass. What do we guys think? Weigh in, let us know what that is, how you feel in the chat. Michael saying yes. What do you guys think? S for sign, P for pass. Weigh in, let us know which way you feel. Tex rejoins us now. Tex, I want to get your thoughts on this. You heard what I had to say. Douglas, Griffin, I don't care. I just want somebody, anybody. I would not feel comfortable going into training camp as Josh Jobe is the only option.
No, you definitely need to consider signing someone for depth alone because, like you said, we need competition for Josh Jobe. We don't trust him as a long-term full-role starter, and nothing would light a fire under his ass better than signing someone like Rasul Douglas to bring in, compete next to him, and hopefully, I don't know if they would take the starting job from him, but maybe share the starting role / take over more snaps than him, ideally.
Yeah, I think so. Lon saying who? We just told you about him, Rasul Douglas. We just did a whole segment on it just now. Lotus says pass. Michael says sign. Patrick saying go get Shaq Griffin. NYC Swerve in the corner. Whoa. Says sign. Okay. So the majority, the consensus saying sign, it would appear that they're on the same page as far as that goes. Super Chat menu. First time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5, do a beer cheers. $10, take some shots. $20, spin the wheel of punishment. $50, do a beer bong. $sign next to the chat box if you would like to contribute. We already have made significant progress on a boot. We're at $125 right now. We got to get to $300 to get there, and we got 2 more segments to go. So we'll see if we can get there before the end of today's program. Up next, let's tell you why I believe the Seattle Seahawks will shock the NFL in 2025. And then we will follow that up with some major changes that are going to occur. Tex, can you put yourself on for a minute? I need to look up something real quick. I need to pull something up. Whatever you want to do, I just need a quick minute. We will get to our next segment here in just a moment. I got to do one quick thing.
What's up, 12s?
I forgot to put my price pick script in, so I just.
What's up, 12s? No worries. Tyler will be right back. He's just doing one quick thing. How's it going, though? Here's the Super Chat menu. First time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 beer cheers, $10 shots, $20 wheel of punishment, and $50 beer bong. I see some people in the chat. Patrick saying Griffin. Let's see. Lon saying I just got back from Washington. Oh, Washington. Washing the dishes. What's up, man? Good stuff. Like your chores, man. Lotus saying, isn't Asante Samuel still free agent? I believe so. He is, yes. So that would also be a good option as well to consider at the cornerback position for the Seahawks. What do you guys think, though? Asante Samuel, give me a name that you want the Seahawks to sign to give competition to the cornerback room for Josh Jobe, Devon Witherspoon, and others. Let's see. Let's see. I'll shout you guys out if you guys give me a name. Give me a name you guys want the Seahawks to sign. One that comes to mind. Tyler will be back shortly. No worries. Let me know, though. Alrighty, he is rejoining us.
Sorry about that, folks. Had to just prepare one thing before we begin our next segment. Who's the player you want the Seahawks to sign? Weigh in the chat and let us know who that is. Now, without further ado, let me explain why I believe the Seahawks are going to shock the NFL in 2025. We'll get to that. Then we'll talk some major changes for the Hawks this upcoming season. All that and more as we continue. Segment 2 on Seahawks Today starts right now. Here we go. You're watching Seattle Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, I will explain why the Seattle Seahawks will shock the NFL in 2025. I got 5 reasons why. We'll go over them in just a matter of moments. Before we do, folks, I need your help. We're closing in on 67,500 subscribers of the channel, less than 50 away from reaching that next milestone for daily news and rumors, live shows, not just once, twice, no, 3 times a week here on the channel. You got to be subscribed. We're about to start our Madden Sim season here in the next couple of days. We also are bringing you breaking news, Q-Day mailbags, and more. The most interactive Seahawks channel on YouTube is Seattle Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/SeahawksTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Nobody knows this, folks. We have continued to see the Seahawks disrespected amongst the mainstream media out there. And I have been sitting here all off season long as your humble, fearless leader, telling you that I believe that the Seahawks team, even with everything they went through, of all these changes, moving on from Geno Smith, DK, Tyler Lockett, Draymond Jones, that they were going to be okay, that this was not going to be a rebuild, that this was going to be a reload. And when I said that initially, I had a lot of people calling me crazy. But now we fast forward to seeing how this offseason's unfolded, and I think most people have come around to agreeing with me that this team's going to be A-okay. But those outside of the 12's realm have not quite bought in just yet. According to BetMGM right now, the Seahawks over-under win total is about 8.5. And their betting insiders, the so-called experts, are saying, bet the under on 8.5. That the Seahawks can't get 8.5 wins. And I think that's just lunacy. I think this team is going to be really good this year. I honestly believe that, and here's why. Let's start with the defense. I think this is the best defense the Seattle Seahawks have had in years. This is a lethal group. I know some people are saying, is this the return of the Legion of Boom? And I'm not calling for a return of the Legion of Boom. That was a unique era that should be left alone. These guys need to start their own thing. And when I go up and down the roster, it's fantastic. You go to the D-line, Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Jaron Reed. I mean, that's the best defensive line we've seen in a long time. And they finally have the ability that they didn't have a couple of years ago in stopping the run. You go to the linebackers, and you got some serious depth there. We're talking DeMarcus Lawrence coming in. And even if DeMarcus Lawrence gets banged up, and we've seen him have some injury problems over the years, you got other guys behind him. We'll talk about some of those other guys in a moment. Ernest Jones coming off a very good season last year, just starting to enter his prime years. Tyrese Knight was a solid rookie last year. I think he'll build upon what he did last year. And then you look at the others. Uchenna Nwosu is back, and he's healthy. But even if he's not healthy, I got Derek Hall and Boye Mafe, who have each at one point led this team in sacks, and they're sitting behind DeMarcus Lawrence and Uchenna Nwosu. You're going 4 deep at your outside linebacker edge rusher spot. You're in really, really good shape. And then I go to the corner room. Devon Witherspoon is turning into one of the best nickel corners in the entire league. Rick Wallen, when he decides that he actually wants to tackle, he's a pretty solid corner in this league. Josh Jobe, I do have some questions about, but there might be help coming along the way to at least provide some depth. That appears to be the weakest situation among this defense. And then the safeties. You have finally the ability to play 3 safeties, which is what Mike Macdonald has been wanting to do with the Pro Bowler and Julian Love, Kobe Bryant, who had a fantastic second half of the season, stepping into that starting role last year, and then Nick Emmanwori, who I had a first-round grade on. I can't wait to see what they do, the creative opportunities that he allows in this defense. Overall, there's not much weakness to point to with this defense. It looks pretty complete. Sure, you might want some more help at corner. Maybe you could use some more depth at inside linebacker, but it's never going to be perfect with the way the salary cap is structured. And not to mention, you got some real dogs on this defense. You got some guys with some bark that want to go eat, that are hungry. These are guys that you can go to war with. I mean, I get excited about what these individuals are going to bring to the table. And these are guys that you sit there and you say to yourselves, yeah, they're going to fight for each other. And you can't say that about a whole lot of defenses in the NFL. And Mike Macdonald, more on him coming up later, he's the right leader for this type of defense too. Do you believe in the Seahawks this season? Are they legit? Are they a serious football team in 2025? It's our pinned comment today. Weigh in, let us know. Type B for believe, D for don't. Chime in the comments section. Tell me what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, maybe it's rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, home runs in baseball. Cash in on the basketball playoffs with Prize Picks. Don't miss your last chance to add your favorite players from the court to your Prize Picks lineup, whether it's points, rebounds, assists. Take your pick of more or less for your shot to win up to 2,000 times your cash today. Turn your playoff hot takes into tickets to basketball's championship series. Starting with the play-in round, every lineup you make on Prize Picks will enter you into the Takes 2 Tickets sweepstakes, which could get you and a +1 a VIP trip to the ship. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app today and use code CLNS. They get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. It's code CLNS. You get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'm looking ahead to the start of the football season on Prize Picks. I got Sam Darnold to have more than 3,474.5 passing yards. Also going with Patrick Mahomes to have more than 3,924.5 passing yards. If I put $20 down, both these hit, that turns into $60 on Prize Picks. Check out Prize Picks today. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. Number 2 on why Seattle will shock the NFL this season. I think the offensive line has greatly improved. For starters, the offensive line should be improved just simply by the fact that, in theory, barring any setbacks, Abraham Lucas is good to go from the start of the season. And you didn't get him till well late into the year last year. So that's box number 1. Then you add Gray Zabel to the mix, your first-round pick, who should be an instant impact starter. Olu was really solid in the second half of last season, and I think he's going to continue to develop. Charles Cross was one of the best left tackles in football last year, and I think he's well on his way to becoming an all-pro caliber left tackle. Now I just got to figure out the right guard spot, whether it's Bradford, Haynes, Lamea. Maybe they go shopping and look around in free agency or make a trade. But either way, the offensive line was the biggest thing holding this team back. The offensive line is why they didn't make the playoffs last year. I think they've taken steps in the right direction. And one thing I'm watching for in particular is Gray Zabel. Coming over from North Dakota State, this is somebody that you put at that left guard spot. He's going to bring impressive mobility and pad level. He moves laterally to get rushers. He's got that firm and stiff punch that he brings to the table. He's willing to work his hips through contact. Hips don't lie. Does have the below-average arm length, but I'm not worried about that when you're playing guard as opposed to the tackle spot. And one thing I think about, too, as we showed you that depth chart earlier, you put Zabel and Cross side by side. That left side of the offensive line is going to be extremely strong. It's going to be great. I think that most of your run plays, you're going to be scheming to go to the left, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. That's what you're going to be doing, is going to the left with Zabel and Cross there. I think that you are going to have a significant advantage, and that those two will be a match made in heaven working together. Number 3, I think Sam Darnold is going to shine. I've been a fan of Sam Darnold since he was at the University of Southern California. I liked him coming out, and he was a victim of bad circumstances. I do not hold it against him of what happened when he played for the lowly New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers. Those were terrible coaching staffs. He had no talent around him. He was set up to fail, and he did fail. Goes to the 49ers as the backup behind Purdy, did a good job. Then this past season in Minnesota, didn't have the best offensive line by any stretch of the imagination. And yet he still was a Pro Bowler, most improved player in the league, threw up 35 touchdowns. This is what some people don't want to admit with Sam Darnold. That's a fact, folks, is that the version that we saw of Sam Darnold in 2024, that was the real Sam Darnold the entire time, okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to throw for 35 touchdowns again next season. He doesn't have Justin Jefferson to get the ball to, and Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. The situation's a little worse than what he played with last year. But I think he can be a franchise quarterback, and I think he is the right guy for this moment. You think about where Seattle found themselves, okay? You got a better, younger, cheaper quarterback than Geno Smith. You were picking at, 18th in the draft, and I wasn't high on Jackson Dart, and almost everybody wasn't high on Shedeur Sanders, as it turns out. So that's a better option than anyone you could have drafted. There was no real big quarterbacks in the trade market. We knew they had discussions. They wanted to talk to Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is closer to AARP than he is playing college football these days. You found the right guy. And I think Sam's going to do a very good job and be more than adequate for this team and put up some good results. What's your confidence level in Sam Darnold? Scale it for me 1 through 10. How you feeling about the new Seahawks starting quarterback in 2025? Get in that comment section and let us know. Number 4, Mike Macdonald. Remember that guy? Yeah. He's entering his second year as the Seattle Seahawks head coach. And I have been very impressed with Mike Macdonald, with how he's managed things. And it's so fascinating to think about when you have these guys that go from coordinators to head coaches. A lot of times we see that somebody can be a good coordinator, but they're not made to be a good head coach. The example I always point to is Norv Turner. Norv Turner is one of the greatest offensive minds this league has ever seen. But every time he had the chance to be a head coach, he failed because he wasn't meant to be a head coach. Mike Macdonald, his transition from being D coordinator and calling the defense to leading the entire team, in addition to calling the defense, was about as seamless a transition as you could have asked for in his first year. Mike Macdonald, in 2024, led the Hawks to a 10-7 record. That's the most wins they've had in quite some time. They finished tied for first in the NFC West with the tiebreaker going to the LA Rams for the division title. And he's still really young as well, the second youngest coach in the NFL at 37. And if you need an endorsement for Mike Macdonald, how about none other than the man he replaced? Pete Carroll, the new Las Vegas Raiders head coach, was on Seattle Sports Radio within the last couple of days and was asked about his successor, who took his job. He said, Mike did a great job. It's so hard to take over a franchise, particularly one like we had. One had so much flavor to it and all that, and he did a great job. Mike Mac's brilliant. He's been called the Sean McVay of defense. And one thing I like about Mike, too, is the balance he brings to the table. At 37 years of age, you always kind of wonder with these head coaches, especially the young guys, are they going to be more of your friend or your coach? Are they willing to hold guys accountable? And from what I've seen already from Mike Macdonald is that this is somebody that is going to get along with his players, because you're dealing with grown men. This isn't college football, right? You can't be barking and yelling at them too much because they'll tune you out and they'll ignore you. But you had to get their attention as well. And from what we saw from Mike Mack last year, he had that right balance. And for a defensive guy, he knows offense really well too. That's one thing that impressed me, is he's still very involved in the offensive game plan. And he saw what wasn't working with Ryan Grubb this past season, and he's the one that made the call that said, we got to do something different, get rid of Ryan and go get Clint Kubiak. So I'm a believer Mike Mack is the right man for the job, and this defense under Mike Mack is going to really take off this year. What will be the Seahawks' record in year 2 for Mike Macdonald in Seattle? I gave you my record prediction last week. I said 11-6. What's the record you think the Seahawks will have? Chime in the comment section. Let us know what that is. Number 5. It's all about JSN. Jaxon Smith-Njigba. DK's gone. Tyler Lockett's gone. Now it's JSN's turn to take the mantle. JSN was really, really good in his second year in Seattle, leading the Seahawks in receiving catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns. He was named to his first Pro Bowl. JSN took a big step forward. But I think there's another step forward that JSN is going to take, as now he is, without question, the focal point of this offense. Last year, he was kind of sharing things with DK Metcalf and still trying to get Tyler Lockett involved and all that. There's no debate. Option number 1, every passing tree, every passing route, you're trying to get the ball to JSN. And you think about what he did last year. The jump that he took from 2023 was significant in every single way. And there's still room, I think, for that to go even further from here, especially with him being now that number 1 guy. That there's more pressure there, certainly. But there's an understanding with Clint Kubiak and with Sam Darnold that the offense runs through JSN in that sense, the passing game. And he's just getting started. This is only the beginning. He hasn't even come close to touching his prime yet, folks. I can't wait, and I think it's going to be a crucial part of the Seahawks' success is how good JSN plays. For more Seahawks coverage, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV for the latest happenings on your favorite team each and every day. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. All right. That is 2 segments down. One more to go. We'll talk major changes coming towards Seattle this season. But we want to know, do you believe? Type B for believe, D for don't. Are you all in on the Hawks this upcoming season? Chime in and let us know. B for believe, D for don't. Let's see. What did you guys say about this earlier? B for believe, D for don't. What do you guys think? Francisco. That is fun to say. With a $10 super chat. Knowing that we would be on the road for this season, how much would it affect us specifically on Thursday Night Football? We have bad luck during these games. Other than that, I'm glad to join your channel, bro. Well, thanks for being here, Francisco. So Thursday Night Football. Let me pull up the schedule in real time as we're talking about this. The Seahawks play on Thursday Night Football at the Arizona Cardinals. And that's their only road Thursday night game. They also have another Thursday night game against the Rams. I'm not worried about the Cardinals. And it's not a bad trip for Seattle either. You're going to Phoenix. That's what, like a 2-hour flight? I wouldn't sweat that. And the week before, you're at home against the New Orleans Saints. Francisco, it's a fair question, but I'm not worried about that at all. I'm not losing sleep over that possibility, but it's a good question. I appreciate you bringing that up. Francisco, that's a shot for you. Thanks for that. Cheers, go Hawks. All right. So here's where we stand, folks. We're at $135 in Super Chats. We got to get to 300 to get to a boot. And we have one more segment remaining. So if you want a boot to happen today, 3 beers in 1 as fast as we can, then we got work to do over this next segment. Final segment is major changes. We'll talk about the major changes coming ahead for Seattle, and then we'll wrap up things and call it a day after that. So that's our final segment ahead. Appreciate you joining us here in this live edition of Seahawks Today. Let me get one more drink of my water, then we can get started. All right. So, without further ado, let's get this thing rolling. Major changes for the Seahawks. Let's tell you about it right now here in Seahawks Today. Major changes ahead for the Seattle Seahawks. We'll explain what those are and more as we count you down to OTAs here on this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. I am the somewhat capable host, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. Before we get any further in today's program, I got a little survey that I need from the 12s. We are growing at a rapid rate here, folks. We're past 67,000 subscribers now. When I took over this channel 3 years ago now, we were at 23,000. So we've tripled in size over the last 3 years. It has been an incredible ride, and it has been my honor to be your fearless leader throughout this process. So with that, I tend to ask this question as we have new audiences joining us. I'm very curious. If you have been a Seahawks fan for 5 years or longer, go ahead and like today's video, just so we get a gauge of our audience of how long they've been a fan. And there's no judgment here. If you jumped on the bandwagon just now, became a Seahawks fan, that's fine too. If it's a shorter amount of time, less than 5 years, comment and tell me how long you've been a fan. Let me know one way or the other. 5 years or more, hit the like button. Less than that, drop a comment and tell me how long you've been a fan, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with Zach Charbonnet. Number one of our major changes for the Hawks in 2025. I think we are about to see more of former UCLA running back Zach Charbonnet in the Seahawks offense. And let me make one thing clear. This is not a knock on Kenneth Walker III at all. This has everything to do with Zach Charbonnet. He has earned this opportunity. And let's be frank for a moment, okay? As of right now, we don't know if Kenneth Walker III is going to be back in 2025. There is a very real possibility that he could get traded. There's been a lot of talk that Seattle's looking to trade one of their running backs. And all signs point to that K9 would be the odd man out if that's the case. But even if he's still around, I think it's not so much that Kenneth Walker III is running back 1 and Zach Charbonnet is running back 2. I think even in that case, it would be that Walker is 1A and Charbonnet is 1B. And you look at the numbers. Charbonnet took a big step up in nearly almost every category last year. His yardage was up. His average was down slightly. His touchdowns were up from 1 to 8, and he takes care of the football. He doesn't fumble it. Not to mention, he's also a very good receiving back out of the backfield as well. I'm all in on Zach Charbonnet. And I look at the Seahawks backfield, and you see what they have to offer here. With Kenny McIntosh, Martinez, and some of these other guys, you got some real options. And history tells us, too, that the Seahawks have had their struggles with staying healthy at the running back position. And that includes Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. You can go all the way back to Chris Carson and Rashad Penny. You need as money, I think personally, one of the reasons why I'm opposed to trading Kenneth Walker III is because I think you're going to need all of them. You need as many bodies as you can. And so with that, Zach Charbonnet, I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities ahead, and he will play a crucial role. You will see more of Zach Charbonnet than we ever have before. Who do you believe should be the RB1 for Seattle in 2025? Is it K9, Kenneth Walker III, or should it be Zach Charbonnet? Type K9 for Kenneth Walker III. Type ZC for Zach Charbonnet. Chime in the comments section and let us know. For the best Seahawks coverage around, you got to be subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today as we bring you our daily news and rumors. We have live shows, not once, not twice, 3 times a week now, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're starting our Madden Sim season this week, where we're going to simulate every single Seahawks game, react to it. We also are bringing you breaking news, Q&A mailbags, all sorts of content, more than ever before here on the channel. If you're not subscribed, what in the hell are you waiting for, my friends? It doesn't get any better than Seahawks Today. Subscribe now. Let's get at least 20 subs off today's video. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV, and you'll be glad you did. One major change that I am watching for, I'm not saying this is going to happen tomorrow, but maybe, just maybe, even before training camp, Elijah Arroyo becomes tight end number 1. Now, get your mind out of the gutter for a second when you think about the tight end position for the Seahawks. A lot of people are going to be coming at me, and they're not going to listen to a thing that I'm saying right now, but this is where I have to educate, is that, historically speaking, we have seen that the tight end spot has been ignored, even when you've had good tight ends like Jimmy Graham and among others here in the passing game. That is changing. Clint Kubiak's offense, the tight end plays a pivotal role in the passing game. And Sam Darnold, I'm looking at you, new quarterback, part of the reason he shined last year was because of TJ Hawkinson, one of the best tight ends in football he got to pair with in Minnesota. So that's the first part of the equation, is that the tight end position is important to this offense. Arroyo is a true vertical threat, and he is a better pass catcher than Noah Fant and A.J. Barner. Simply put, he is. And last year was a huge step for him at Miami of what he was able to do. 35 catches, nearly 17 yards of reception, 7 touchdowns, only had 1 drop, 590 receiving yards. Arroyo is going to be that guy, and I think he's got star potential in this league. And if everything goes right, then we will not need to even remember who Noah Fant is, because Arroyo, I think, has everything in front of him to be very, very good. Now, let's see him get acclimated. Let's see him earn it. But I think that's something that we could very well say once the season begins, that Elijah Arroyo, that he takes over, and that threat he brings to the passing game changes everything for the tight end spot for Seattle. Now, prediction time. Do you agree with me that Elijah Arroyo can become the tight end one for Seattle this season? If you do, type Y for yes. If not, type in for no. Chime in the comments section. Let us know. Make a prediction. Who is going to be tight end one? Will it be Elijah Arroyo? He's already better than A.J. Bonner. Now he's just got to prove that he's better than Noah Fant, and I think he's capable of that. Chime in the comments section below. Rookie jerseys are on sale now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies to get yours today. Gray Zabel, Jalen Milroe, among others. You'll get the jersey with their number on it as well. Maybe you want their jersey or another rookie. We got those. We have other Seahawks players for you, like Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp, among others. Devon Witherspoon. Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. Got men's and women's options, all sorts of different shapes and sizes. Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies to get yours today. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Get yours now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks rookies. Now, we've talked a lot about the offense. Let's talk about the defense. And let's get into the nerd shit, the X's and O's for a second. The three high safety look. It is something that has been a big topic of discussion on this show since day one when Mike Macdonald became the Seahawks head coach. Well, last year happened, and you did not have the depth to be able to play three safeties a ton. Didn't hardly happen. Mike has talked about this. This has come out of the horse's mouth. I'm not calling him a horse. Don't get after me for that. But Mike has made it known. He wants to play three safeties. And I know that the Seahawks aren't in the same division, let alone the same conference, as Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and those guys. But the one thing that has somewhat, and somewhat's the key term here, slowed those guys down and taken away the vertical passing game to an extent, is the three high safeties. That you take those safeties and it takes the top off the defense where those guys can't stretch the field and beat you over the top. It changes everything. It's kind of like in baseball, the shift. That's essentially what it is, the equivalent here. And this is what Mike wants to do. Now, he can do that with the addition of Nick Emmanwori into the fold. And I think you got to get Nick Emmanwori on the field. Now, I'll say this. Kobe Bryant, Julian Love, I think are both very good. Julian Love's been to a Pro Bowl. Kobe Bryant had a breakout season last year. I'm not saying that Nick Emmanwori needs to replace those two guys, although he might down the line, potentially speaking. But you can have Nick on the field with those guys, whether it's a third safety, whether it's playing nickel. Heck, Nick Emmanwori's got experience playing outside linebacker and linebacker as well. He is too good not to be on the football field. And they're going to find a way to use him and take advantage of his talent level. I mean, you just look at the stats last year. 88 tackles, 3 TFLs, 6 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, 2 pick sixes. He was phenomenal last season. And you see this safety room here, and now it's like Shrek would say. It's like an ogre, an onion with layers. And you have layers to this safety room. I mean, even beyond just Nick Emmanwori. They were excited about when they signed D'Anthony Bell not too long ago. Jarek Reed, remember him? He's still around too. You finally have some flexibility here, and I think that's going to change things for Seattle when it comes to this safety room of what they can do. And Mike's talked about it too, even not too long ago, that the secondary is a key piece to their success, and they got the guys to do it now. Do you believe in Nick Emmanwori? Are you with me? Do you think he can get the job done? If so, type B for believe. If not, type D for don't. Or in the comment section, tell me what you think. If you enjoyed today's show, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. All right. We are almost done. We are almost done. That is our 3 segments today. We'll go back to the Super Chat menu. If we get a Super Chat video out, we can keep the show going, talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. If not, we'll sign off and get out of here and call it a day. 1 minute on the clock. We got to get to 300 to get to a boot. We're at 134 right now. So a ways to go to get there, but it can be done. First time Super Chatters get the Seahawks chant. $5 get a beer cheers. $10 take some shots. $20 spin the wheel of punishment. $50 will get a beer bong to you. And over the next week ahead, folks, some really cool stuff coming up. We will have Wednesday live show in Madden Sim. And then Friday, we will do just a Madden Sim on Friday's live show. Next week, we're off Monday for Memorial Day, and then Wednesday and Friday will be live again. So that is how things are going to work on the channel. So some cool stuff ahead here, and glad that we can be here 3 days a week with y'all now. Can't wait. Going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to that coming up right here on Seahawks Today. We are out of time. I didn't see any more Super Chats come in, so we will sign off. Appreciate you all for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.